All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're cracking the code on what feels like one of India's most massive challenges, the UPSC preliminary exam. For millions, it's the dream, but it can feel like this impossibly tall mountain. So think of this explainer as your map and your gear to get you started on that climb.
So let's frame this right from the get-go. The UPSC exam, it's basically India's academic Everest. It is tough, it is absolutely demanding, but, and this is the important part, with the right preparation and the right mindset, that summit is totally within your reach. Let's start the ascent.
You know, with any great quest, you have to understand the beast you're about to face. So our first stop, our first base camp, is all about getting to know this initial massive hurdle, the prelims.
Okay, let's be crystal clear about what the prelims actually is. It's not about getting the highest score. It's a screening test. Think of it as a giant filter, a gatekeeper. Your one and only job here is to get through the gate to the next stage, the mains. And that means your marks here don't count for your final rank. That right there, that should change everything about how you approach this exam.
Every battle needs a map of the terrain, right? For the prelims, that means you've got to understand its two very distinct parts. Trust me, knowing your battlefield is half the battle won.
So, this breaks down the two fronts you're fighting on. On one side, you've got Paper I, General Studies. This is all about what you know, your knowledge about India and the world. Then, on the other side, you've got Paper II, the CSAT. And this is all about how you think. It's your logic, your reasoning, your aptitude. Two totally different challenges.
Let's take a closer look at Paper I. We call it the knowledge gauntlet for a reason. I mean, you're expected to have a really solid grasp of pretty much everything, from ancient history and the Constitution to climate change and the latest in science. The scope is just huge, which is exactly why a smart strategy is so important.
Now for Paper 2, the CSAT. And this is super important. Notice that phrase, Class X level. This isn't about advanced calculus or some complex literary theory. It's designed to test your core analytical and comprehension skills. You know, the kind of problem solving you'll need every single day as a civil servant. It's about being sharp, not just being knowledgeable.
And this is the rule that changes the entire game. Negative marking. For every single wrong answer, you lose 1/3 of the marks for that question. This means every guess you make is a calculated risk. Suddenly, it's not a simple quiz. It's a high-stakes game of precision, confidence, and strategy.
So, knowing the challenge is great, but how do you actually win? This next section is the good stuff. It's your strategic blueprint, a clear, actionable plan to take you all the way from day one to the finish line. Here it is, your 6-step path to victory. First, you've got to master the syllabus and the old question papers. Know your enemy. Second, build a rock-solid foundation with a few standard books. Third, you plan, create a structured schedule. Fourth, practice with mock tests and analyze every mistake. Fifth, you integrate current affairs into everything you study. And finally, number 6, and this is a big one, you've got to maintain your health and mindset. It's absolutely non-negotiable.
Now, every hero needs their tools, right? An armory. And for a UPSC aspirant, this might be the most counterintuitive advice you'll hear all day. In a world with endless information, your biggest strength is actually focus. The key is to limit your resources, not to expand them.
And here's a peek at that essential toolkit. You'll notice this is not a giant library. I mean, talk to any topper and they'll tell you the secret isn't reading 10 different books once. It's mastering these standard books by reading them multiple times. So master your toolkit. Don't just collect a bunch of weapons you're never going to use.
All right. The path to the summit is full of traps. Seriously, these are the things that have caught even the most hardworking and brilliant aspirants. Knowing where these pitfalls are is absolutely crucial if you want to navigate this journey safely.
So what's the number one trap? The biggest, most common mistake that gets so many people year after year? It's not what you think. It's not about a difficult subject or a lack of knowledge. It's something way more subtle.
And there it is. The trap is the CSAT paper. Because it's qualifying, tons of aspirants pour all their energy into general studies and just kind of ignore it, thinking it'll be a cakewalk. But you have to score at least 33% to pass. Every year, thousands of candidates who actually clear the GS cutoff are disqualified because they didn't clear this hurdle. Don't let that be you.
And it's not just the CSAT. There are other classic pitfalls. We already talked about reading too many books. But how about ignoring revision? Knowledge is useless if you can't recall it under pressure. And a huge one, taking mock tests but not analyzing why you got things wrong. The analysis is the lesson, not the test itself.
So we've got the map, the plan, and the warnings. What's left? Well, it's the final and maybe the most important piece of the puzzle, the mindset you need to carry you through that final ascent. If you take away just one thing, let it be this. This whole journey is a marathon, not a sprint. It's not about pulling an all-nighter and then burning out for 3 days. It's about that steady, daily, unwavering effort. It's the quiet, disciplined consistency, day in and day out, that builds the momentum for victory.
So there you have it. You've got the blueprint. You know the challenges and you know the path. The only thing left is to take that very first, decisive step. Your quest begins now. The real question is, are you ready to start the climb?